Hello, beautiful humans. Today, I want to give you a selection of poetry from my best friend, Mr. Ajari Eniyi. And here is his photo. He is currently living in Mississippi. I met him here in Albuquerque, and we've been friends for years. But he's currently living in Mississippi, and you might catch him performing on the Memphis scene. I do encourage you to check out his performances because when I read his poetry, it's good, but when he reads his own poetry, it's great. He is a fantastic performer and poet. So anyhow, let's get to it. Let's read some of Ajari's mystical, magical poetry. It's really unique. So I'm going to start out reading Yellow Moon. So here we go. Yellow moon. Dark mountains eclipse the horizon. Blue moons enchant a clear brown sky. I can feel those reddish fields reveal hues of complex gray. As I walk through these cold, dark streets, sometimes I can't hear a heartbeat, and although they cry silent tears, death weeps for no one. At night, I weep alone in the dark with shadows over flames of a candle. Words are remnants of snow, which touches a hollow pillow as time unfolds. The unseen turns stone pages into light. I am an offspring of the dusk winter's dormant seed. I walk down dark tunnels towards the light, only to realize the light has never been there. The true light is inside. Fear resides in the heart of a dying man, which is stronger, the will to live or the will to give. Light suppresses the darkness because the darkness can't remember what it was. I feel no need to radiate. Silence is my strength. The soft sound of a pin drop can only be seen through the eyes of a child. The wind is destined to remember itself. Its true form is unknown. Silence stares into nothingness. Gray clouds disturb the tranquil moon on scales of light. Light balances itself with harmony. I walk towards a dark blue fog as yellow clouds hovered above me. The yellow moon illuminates barren blue landscapes, and I escape into the darkest corners of imagination. Fate hides its purpose in the shadows as an art form. Death paints gold apparitions. Together, death and I have overcome the misery of this life. Death has never taken a life. Death provides light to flowers, which blossoming chaos taints the coldest shadows. I am a black rose trapped inside of these stone walls. Can you see me? I am polite to weakness. I question myself as often as you question your own sanity. I walk across the darkness of the dawn. After I am gone, hollow footsteps are the only memory you will have of me. Do you remember me haunting your dreams with visions of peace? I am dreaming while I am awake. I am awake dreaming. I have never fallen asleep. Winter blossoms despite the chaos of falling snow. As an indigo oak tree stirs sad melodies, cherry tree hide me from the grass which sweeps the dust from underneath my feet. A cold winter's day begins the decay of my silent night through the cold and most barren sunsets. I walk alone. No turmoil can take my peace. If I had to, I would die for infinity. With the anguish of chance, I polished this concrete. Late one night, death appeared to me and painted a black box on the air, placed it inside my left hand, then disappeared. Death's laughter tainted the silence. As I moved closer to death, I fought hard for my last breath. I told death I am deeply depressed and desperately want to die. Death responded in a compassionate voice, "If you die, so will I," at that moment. I am an old man with thick gray beard, thick gray afro, warm brown eyes, stern yet compassionate disposition. When rain falls, the heart is cold. Sometimes it is difficult to see through the blindfold. I walk across the bridges which often fall into the water. I have finally realized I need to learn to walk on water while staring at the yellow moon. Fucking love your poetry, Ajari. I hope you're watching this. Okay, which one should I do next? This one is printed so small that I should be wearing my glasses, but my glasses keep reflecting the light, and people have complained about that. So I will try very hard to read this without my glasses. This is one of my favorites by Ajari, Levitation 19. Man is so obsessed with time, the very thing which enslaves his senses. If man could move beyond the limitations of physical perception, he would then begin to perceive the limitless perception of extrasensory perception. I now begin to calculate the equation it will take in order for me to levitate. When I relax and concentrate, objects begin to move. Right now I am writing my thesis on telekinesis. I am trying to sense the senses beyond the 5 senses. Although most people ask, well, what sense does that make? Since I don't listen to those types of people, I continue to attempt to sense extrasensory perception. I laugh when these psychos try to psychoanalyze me, because what these psychopaths don't realize is that those who are walking the path towards enlightenment are often deemed as strange or different. That's why I remain indifferent to the opinion of these types of individuals, because I can see, as far as my eyes can conceive, the past is actually the future. The future is actually the past. You can't change the past because it has not occurred yet. Has it ever occurred to you that today was yesterday and that yesterday is tomorrow? Tomorrow is not promised because it has already occurred. Consider occurrences of déjà vu. The questions are the answers that you already know the answer to. Most people ask questions that they really don't want to know the answer to. You can't kill a man who has already died. If a man were to die before his time, what will he find when he is on the other side? Inside, I feel such hollow emotions, and yet the wind remains calm. My soul has shared space with stars, and yet I feel such an empty space inside my soul. Desolate dreams. I question the imagery awakened by the sound of silence. Bliss is amorphous. Undaunting restlessness. Sound drowns all emotion. I can feel the darkness of morning as I desperately try to placate fate. I can feel the presence of an invisible presence hiding in the shadows. Although we move in the shadows, we dance in the darkness. The wind reminds us that time is not omnipotent. Hollow silver moon eclipsing the rain. Pain is the fire which burns the inner soul. Dreams can at times contradict themselves. Although there is pain, sadness, and grief all around, at least there are echoes and remnants of sound walking in the clouds. I reside on the other side, anguished by beliefs which cause me to be in constant disbelief. You are always alone with your thoughts. Okay. Let's see. The last one I'm going to read is called Silent Mirror. In the shadows, shadows shed tears, tears which will eventually become scars. Fear and fate are constantly at war with each other. The most difficult challenge in life is walking in the darkness all alone. When I walk in realms of the unknown, light and darkness disappear. I am at the crossroads of darkness and light, crossing over to the other side of fear. The only fear of dying I have is dying inside. Those who say they have no fear of dying have a profound fear of living. Just because you're breathing does not mean you're living. My pen has now replaced my heartbeat, so when my pen runs out of ink, I will run out of breath. I offered my enemies a knife and arose. Then I arose, the victorious one. I hold a pen while my enemies hold a gun, although I am the one who is feared. Who is actually the dangerous one? My anguish is the chamber, therefore my mind is the loaded gun. As a man, I am told I am not supposed to cry, and yet if you cut me, I will bleed, and the true heart does not bleed and cannot be broken by anyone. Man believes chaos will lead to his progression and that peace will lead to his demise. He does not surmise true weakness. It is easier for man to hide his weakness than for him to hide his pain. Man's greatest fear is that he will one day reach a place where he judges himself. The facade of walls is fading like a brief period before the enigma is formed. In the early morning I mourn, because the night's serenity has ceased, and the calamity of cursed days is a beacon for the cry of weary souls tormented by soulless souls, who, if they could, would drain the light from the sun. Subtle chimes sounding my heart, pounding, falling like chocolate waters filtered like fine aqua sands. The demands of snow-covered fields darkness consumes. The tide is high across landscapes of blue and green. In the dark realm, tranquil streams of yellow light echo in silence. The green sun and the two blue suns illuminate landscapes of light, and billions of stars are visible in the horizon. I am staring at an orange mist floating across a purple sky. The red moon appears hollow. The red sun has a sacred glow out of a darkness. A silver silhouette walks on wounded waters, and I can't understand why my heart stopped beating and I stopped loving at the same time. I had to bare my heart to the heartless in order to find my heart. They tell me I am odd. I suppose that's because the odds are often against me. If I take 2 steps, and the first step I take with uncertainty, and the second step I take with hesitation, how many steps will it take to completely comprehend my situation? There are 4 walls which separate us. However, there is only one wall which divides us. There are 4 roads enclosed inside of 5 streets which lead to a place where no man will ever find his sanity. The light shines into the eyes of a blind man. A blind man is blinded by his own arrogance. I am attempting to attain literary distinction in a society attempting to bring about literary extinction. I attained enlightenment in 11 hours, 22 minutes, and 33 seconds. What if you ask questions and the answers are actually the questions? Would you then question the answers or answer your own questions? And how do you piece together pieces of a man if all his pieces have been pieced together by pieces of a piece easily shattered? And that is Mr. Ajari Eniyi's poetry. Please check out more of his poetry and writing. And he has his own videos on YouTube. And he's my best friend. Thank you for sharing this time with me, beautiful humans. Have a great day.